Movsar Evloev has finally had enough of waiting. The undefeated featherweight made it clear he wants Alexander Volkanovski next. In his words, the only reason the UFC might keep delaying his title shot is because he doesn't rack up flashy finishes. But in terms of resume, few can argue with what he's done. Movsar's win streak is no joke. He's taken out Diego Lopez, outworked the always tough Arnold Allen, and even got the better of former bantamweight champ Aljamain Sterling. That's not just padding a record, that's earning your shot the hard way. Meanwhile, contenders like Yair Rodriguez have already had their shot at Volk and came up short, and let's be honest, the fans aren't exactly clamoring for a repeat of that matchup. Stylistically, Movsar versus Volk is as fascinating as it gets. Movsar is a relentless chain wrestling machine with dominant control, but Volk is no slouch in that department either. He's one of the few champions who can blend elite striking with rock-solid MMA wrestling. This wouldn't just be a test of grappling, it'd be a high-level chess match between two of the most well-rounded fighters in the division.
I'm ready even for next week, so but I'm respect him so much, so whenever he won the fight, okay, even if I have wait till end of the year, I'll wait for him because he deserves it. To be honest, it was good fight, like very smart fight from Alex, and Diego did more than I expected from him. It was like a good defense of wrestling, but with me, he's not gonna defend my takedowns, never. And this guy can hold the punch, right? We like see Volkanovski hit him so many times. And
why do you think they're not just like more excited? Do you think it's because you haven't finished anyone in the UFC yet? Do you think that's what's holding you back?
I don't know, maybe because the only thing they can talk is just I have no finish, so.
Yeah.
Big John McCarthy and Josh Thomson are on the same page when it comes to Movsar Evloev. The man deserves his title shot. Both guys pushed back on the idea floating around that Jean Silva should be next for Volkanovski, calling it premature at best. Sure, Silva just broke into the top 15 with an explosive win over Bryce Mitchell, but let's be real, one ranked win doesn't launch you into a title shot, especially not in a division as stacked as featherweight. Movsar, on the other hand, has been grinding through the ranks, quietly dismantling elite level opponents without all the noise. Yeah, Jean Silva is exciting, no doubt. His fight style is fan friendly and he's got knockout power, but the UFC shouldn't skip the line just because someone's flashy. Evloev has done the work, and if meritocracy still matters, he should be the one challenging Volk next. What do you think? Will Movsar Evloev finally have his title shot? And who would you like to see Jean Silva face next in a stacked featherweight division? Leave your comments below.
So the guy that's there is Evloev. That's the guy.
It's true. I think it is him, and I'm going to throw this out there because a lot of people were talking about it because of his performance over Bryce Mitchell with Jean Silva. It's just too big of a jump. I mean, like
you take a look at go and take a look at Jean Silva and the people that he's fought. Okay, he went up in weight and fought Drew Dober and things like that, and that's great. But you are making a huge jump from Bryce Mitchell to, which is the best, you know, if you're going to look and say, well, best record wise and everything, that's the best that he has faced. But it's a huge jump from Bryce Mitchell to Volkanovski. It's easy to match up the undefeated fighter, not just undefeated in the UFC, undefeated in his career in Evloev. That's the easiest one. And then give Jean Silva another fight. Top contender. Let's see how he does.
Tensions are clearly rising in the light heavyweight division as Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev had a heated backstage moment at UFC 314, and it nearly boiled over. The Russian MMA channel Whittaker was the first to break the news, reporting that the two elite light heavyweights crossed paths behind the scenes and immediately locked eyes. According to Ankalaev's main sparring partner, things escalated fast. A stare down turned into a verbal altercation, and both men began to close the distance before their teams quickly stepped in to de-escalate the situation. What exactly was said remains unclear, and considering neither Pereira nor Ankalaev speak English fluently, that only adds to the mystery of this face-off. In a follow-up interview with Whittaker, Ankalaev confirmed the encounter but kept things brief. When asked if it was true that the two nearly fought backstage, he responded, quote, "Yes, it was here in the hallway. He was walking with a crowd of his people and knew that it wasn't going to get physical. But we exchanged words and whatever." End quote. While Ankalaev didn't go into detail, the fact that these two are already heating things up behind the scenes makes a potential rematch inside the octagon all the more intriguing. Now, a rematch seems not only possible, but almost certain. UFC President Dana White has already hinted that it's gonna happen next. Both fighters appear interested. Ankalaev looks to solidify his status and prove his first win wasn't a fluke, while Pereira, never one to back down from a challenge, seems fired up to run it back and reclaim his throne. With their recent face-off and unfinished business in the octagon, the stage is being set for another electrifying showdown between two of the most dangerous men at 205. Robert Whittaker is amazed by Paddy Pimblett's dominant finish over Michael Chandler at UFC 314. With all eyes on him in the biggest test of his career, the baddie delivered an absolutely devastating finish over former title challenger, and this wasn't just some lucky shot. Paddy's ground and pound was flat out vicious. Once the fight hit the mat, he unleashed hell. Elbows, punches, non-stop pressure. Chandler had nowhere to go. It was surgical violence. Paddy shocked everyone with how sharp and improved he looked. What really stood out though, Paddy's stand-up. The man came in looking sharper than ever. Tighter combos, slicker movement, and a ton more patience. This wasn't the wild Paddy we saw in the past. This was a composed, upgraded version who's finally earning the respect of fans and critics alike. Now, he's ranked number 8 in the lightweight division, and just like that, the title shot talks are heating up. There's even whispers of a potential super fight with former featherweight champ Ilia Topuria down the line, a matchup that would drive fans wild. Paddy just took a giant leap forward, and at this point, you can't deny it. The baddie hype train is real.
Mate, Paddy's outstanding.
Yeah.
I've been on his bandwagon since he came back.
Yeah.
From like he never left, but you know what I'm talking about.
He
Since
had that dip,
fall
yeah,
from
yeah.
grace,
Yeah.
right. Since then, since he switched on and he started just putting a beating on people, and he stopped mucking around as much. I just love seeing what he's doing, and you can see that the harder the competition, the more you're getting out of Paddy.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt in my mind that that wasn't the best version of Chandler we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
That was a Chandler that looked like he's sick of getting hit. He's sick of the work that it takes to get there. He's a little gun shy. He looks like he's kind of over it. That's the vibe I got from him.
Mm-hmm.
He was making Chandler pay for every step he took. When he would move forward, he would piece him up. When he'd move away, he would piece him up. Like it was.
Yeah, man.
It was so impressive.
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for your daily dose of MMA news.